Ever wondered why addiction is so prevalent in our society, despite the vast knowledge of its destructive consequences? Delve into the paradox of addiction, and you'll find a conundrum that's as fascinating as it is confounding. Addiction isn't limited to the known culprits, drugs and alcohol. It seeps into the everyday, the ordinary. It's the chocolate bar you can't resist, the thrill of spending money, the allure of a shopping spree. We're all susceptible to addiction in some form or another, but why is that? What makes us prone to this seemingly irrational behavior? The answer lies in the complex labyrinth of our minds. Addiction is not a mere lack of willpower or moral failing. It's a scientific phenomenon, deeply rooted in our brain's wiring and chemistry. It's a compelling force that pulls us, sometimes against our better judgment, towards the very things we know might harm us. To understand addiction, we must first unravel the intricate tapestry of human behavior and emotions. We are creatures of habit, and these habits, given time and repetition, can turn into compulsions. We are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain, and addictive substances or behaviors often provide a shortcut to pleasure or an escape from discomfort. But there's more to it. Addiction is also about the longing for connection, for a sense of belonging. It's about filling voids and healing wounds. It's about the human quest for happiness and satisfaction, albeit misguided at times. Yet the paradox of addiction lies in its destructive power. The very things we turn to for comfort, for escape, can become our chains, our prisons. The pleasure turns into pain, the escape becomes a trap. And before we know it, we're caught in a vicious cycle, a downward spiral that's hard to break free from. But here's the thing, we are not helpless victims of our addictions. We are more than our cravings, our compulsions. We have the power to change, to break free, to create new, healthier habits. And it all starts with understanding. Understanding addiction begins with acknowledging its complexity and its deep roots in our psyche. My name is Brian Off, but this voice you hear is not my own, but that of an AI, an artificial intellect with which I endeavour to unravel many existential questions that have been my lifelong companions. If you're a meaning seeker like me, please join me into this journey and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Let's go back to addiction now. Did you know that addiction is not merely a matter of weak willpower, but a complex interplay of genetic, environmental, and psychological factors? Let's dive into the science of addiction. Numerous studies suggest that genetics play a significant role in addiction. For instance, research from the National Institute on Drug Abuse indicates that genetic factors account for 40 to 60% of a person's vulnerability to substance abuse. This doesn't mean that if your parents were addicts, you're destined to be one too. Rather, it suggests that you may be predisposed to addiction, much like some people are predisposed to diabetes or heart disease. But it's not all about genetics. Our environments can also significantly influence addiction. The availability of drugs, exposure to drug abuse, socioeconomic status, and quality of life are factors that can predispose someone to substance abuse. For example, a study published in the Journal of Urban Health found that people living in impoverished urban areas were more likely to use drugs than their counterparts in wealthier neighborhoods. Finally, let's consider the psychological triggers. These are the emotional and mental health issues that often accompany addiction. Depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and other mental health problems can make individuals more susceptible to addiction. Why? Because substances can provide temporary relief from these painful emotions, creating a vicious cycle of self-medication and dependency. Consider the story of John, a middle-aged man who began drinking heavily after losing his job. The alcohol initially numbed his feelings of failure and shame. But over time, John found that he needed more and more alcohol to achieve the same effect. This is a classic example of how psychological triggers can lead to addiction. So what does all this mean? It means that addiction is not a simple matter of self-control. It's a complex issue that intertwines with our genes, our environment, and our mental health. Understanding this can help remove the stigma surrounding addiction and encourage more compassionate and effective treatment approaches. It's clear then that addiction is a multifaceted problem, deeply woven into our biological and psychological makeup. Scene script? Have you ever wondered what happens inside your brain when you become addicted to something? Well, let's delve into the fascinating world of brain chemistry to unravel the mystery. Addiction is a complex interplay of brain circuits, genetics, the environment, and an individual's life experiences. At its core, addiction affects the brain's reward system, a series of neural circuits that control our desire, pleasure, and motivation. Now imagine your brain as a bustling city with neurotransmitters acting as the messengers, delivering parcels of information from one area to another. One such neurotransmitter, dopamine, plays a pivotal role in addiction. When you engage in activities you enjoy, like eating your favorite meal or spending time with loved ones, your brain releases dopamine. This release creates a sense of pleasure and satisfaction, a reward for engaging in these activities. However, addictive substances and behaviors can hijack this reward system. They flood the brain with dopamine, creating a euphoric high. This high is so powerful, so intensely satisfying that the brain begins to crave for it, leading to compulsive behavior despite harmful consequences. Over time, the brain adjusts to these excessive dopamine levels by producing less dopamine or reducing the number of receptors that can receive signals. As a result, the brain's reward circuit becomes less responsive to everyday pleasures while becoming more responsive to the addictive substance or behavior. But dopamine isn't the sole player in this game. Other neurotransmitters like serotonin, glutamate, and GABA also play critical roles in addiction. They help regulate mood, control our stress response, and influence our decision-making abilities. So, addiction is not merely a matter of willpower or moral failing. It's a disorder of the brain's complex reward system, driven by our chemistry and shaped by our experiences. The power of addiction lies in its ability to hijack our brain's reward system, leading us down a path of self-destruction. But understanding this is the first step towards breaking free from the shackles of addiction and reclaiming control over our lives. So, if addiction is so deeply ingrained in us, is there any hope for overcoming it? The answer is a resounding yes. Overcoming addiction, while daunting, is entirely possible. It's a journey, one that requires commitment, resilience, and a proactive approach. It's not about simply quitting, it's about rewiring the brain, changing thought patterns, and creating a new, healthier lifestyle. One of the most effective strategies for overcoming addiction is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. This form of therapy helps individuals understand the relationship between their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It provides them with skills to manage cravings, avoid triggers, and cope with life stressors in healthier ways. It's about reprogramming the brain, rewiring those neural pathways that have been hijacked by addiction. Medication can also play a crucial role in the recovery process. Different types of addictions are often associated with distinct imbalances in brain chemicals. Medications can help restore these imbalances, easing withdrawal symptoms and reducing cravings. They are not a cure, but they can provide significant support in the early stages of recovery. Support groups, too, are a vital part of recovery. Addiction can be isolating, but you're not alone. Millions of people are on the same journey, and there's strength in numbers. Support groups provide a safe, non-judgmental space where individuals can share their experiences, learn from others, and draw strength from the collective struggle. Finally, lifestyle changes are essential. Regular exercise, a healthy diet, adequate sleep, and mindfulness practices can all contribute to a stronger, healthier brain, better equipped to resist the pull of addiction. But remember, professional help is crucial. Addiction is a complex issue, and navigating recovery alone can be overwhelming. Mental health professionals, addiction specialists, and medical practitioners have the knowledge and tools to guide you through this process. While the journey to recovery may be challenging, it is indeed possible to break free from the chains of addiction. It's a path of self-discovery and growth, a testament to the power of human resilience. And remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. In the face of adversity, what is it that allows some people to overcome addiction and reclaim control over their lives? It's a question that underscores the concept we call human resilience. This is the capacity of individuals to harness their inner strength, to weather the storms of life, and to emerge stronger from adversity. Resilience isn't about avoiding challenges, but rather it's about learning to cope, to bounce back, and to keep pushing forward, even when the odds seem insurmountable. It's about maintaining an unyielding determination and a steadfast perseverance, even in the face of addiction. Self-awareness plays a crucial role in this process. It's about understanding one's vulnerabilities, triggers, and emotional responses. Armed with this knowledge, individuals can better navigate their journey towards recovery and regain control over their lives. In the end, overcoming addiction is a testament to the incredible power of human resilience and the indomitable spirit within us all. If you liked this video, please leave a thumb up. If you have any questions, write them in the comments, and if you are a seeker like me, please consider to subscribe to the channel created by me, Brian Off. Thank you for watching.